Alrighty. I don't know why you'd have it. Thanks. My hair's up. I dyed it today, so it's still wet. Da da da. Okay. We're a little more presentable now. All right. So, what I'm going to show you tonight is some of the new screens that Prima has coming out. We have brand new wood embellishments that we are also going to show you, and some of the new specialty flowers. So, let's get started because I have a box of goodies to show you guys. I have fun goodies, you know. Oh, and some metal embellishments too. Okay. Drew's refreshing. All right. Let's see. Sherry has a thing with my hair. Okay. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and point the screen down now that you guys saw me. Make sure I got a good view there. Oh, a little up. I'll try to get through. I want to show you as much goodies as possible, but I also want to show you how I did this little project too. Because it is pretty simple and it's really fun to, if you want to create a wall hanging for yourself or a gift, it is very fairly quick and easy to make. So let's go ahead and go through some of the new stuff. I'm going to show you all the wood pieces. Let's get the wood pieces done first. I am going to show you all of our new goodies. Our new goodies. Trying to find all my boxes. My goodness, look at those beauties. Hold on, I got some more for you. I got mo. Let's see, what do not have up there? I love these wood pieces, you guys. Okay. Some I did open, but I want to show you which ones don't I have up here. Okay. I think I got them all, but you'll get the gist of it. I just want to show you some of the stuff that comes in them. And yes, I like that the wood is natural, so you can color them and decorate them any color and design that you wish. And that way you can tie them into any project. So they're usable on everything. This one is a nice little travel set. This would be really cute on a boys project or a travel or vacation. It's got little airplanes. Let's see if I can open it up. They have these packaged really well, I'm telling you. Okay. So they have these little airplanes and it has little suitcases. Let me get these bad boys open for you. Okay. Look at all those. They kind of flew around in here. And if you guys follow Prima on Instagram, you probably already saw these. Because I believe they posted these a while back on Instagram. But you could see they have little jets, and they have biplanes, and they have little suitcases, and they're just so fun, and they'd be so cute for little boys projects. So those are one set. And look at all of these come in a nice little wood box, which I'm going to show you how you can use on a project later on. So they even come with usable packaging. Prima's awesome with that. They always provide you with something that can be reused. These you can even cut out of this. It's got a really nice background, but I'm going to toss it. Now another favorite is the typewriters and the clocks, because those could be used for so many different projects as well. They're very universal. So those are another set. Let me see if I can pull those out. I have one out of the package. So here's these in the clocks and typewriters. Aren't those a beauty? Then we have these little flowers. These are some of my favorites. And they have leaves. Oh, I did a project with these, and it's out in the car already. But I did a little project or an art project with these, and I left them natural. And sometimes just the natural wood against a painted background or a really bright scrapbook page is really neat because they kind of soften it up a little bit, and it gives it that natural feel with them just being nude like this. So we have this one. It's got butterflies, and it has, let me just get this open. There we go. They want to make sure they aren't going anywhere, that's for sure. Okay, here's the whole set. That way you can see them all. Butterflies and flowers. These are I like these ones a lot. There's nice leaves and ferns in there. So it's a nice little collection. Okay, and then we have these cute little houses. So you have 6 little different designs in there. So cute. I love these little guys. These are so adorable. Okay. Then these are part of Anna Dabrowska's or Findabare's collection. These are some little borders. The ruler, I really like this set. A ruler and then a checkered strip, and then you have a nice little scalloped edge. So cute. And you get a lot of pieces in here. Like this one that I'm going to show you next has 36 pieces of wood. So I believe there's 4 per, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 4 pieces per shape in here. So you get a lot. Is there 4? Yeah, I believe there's 4 per set. So this one is another one of my favorite because I love mushrooms. I love them. Okay. So look at these. These have the ferns again, a little bigger size than the other ones. But these two would be really nice to mix and match with because you could have the flowers and the leaves mesh all together. You can make a really cute shadow box with these and create like a little fairy garden. Oh, how awesome would that be? Okay, so we have that. And then here's another one of Finn's pieces. Little X's, O's. You could make little chevron shapes out of these. These are just little fun bits and pieces to add to a project. Okay, and I think I showed you all the wood, you guys. And of course we also have the wood clips for the collections as well, like we did last year. And we also, I don't have the whole collection, but I want to show you another wood embellishment is the wood buttons this year. The wood buttons are really nice. Here's a few from some of the collections that you could see they're actual wood. They're like a pine wood or beech, and some have like engraving in them. Aren't those really neat? Some have little sayings. Some are printed with some of the designs of the paper. They're really pretty. I love these buttons, and they're really heavy, you know, not heavy, but they're heavy duty, so you don't have to worry about them busting on you or anything like that. They're really thick. So you can add a little bulk to your project, but not too much. And a button's a nice depth to do that with. So those are some of the buttons. Now let me show you some of the screens. I know some of you are excited about those. So those are the wood embellishments we have coming out. Those, I just love the addition of those. And we'll get back to them in a little bit on our project. So next are the screens. So we have screens coming out, a lot of them, a lot of screens. We have the 6x6s. These, we have a few by Donna Downey that have come out as well. And then Finn has a couple. Anna. I'm going to show you the ones that I have. So here are 3 of Donna's. Look at this cool little design here. Isn't that neat? I love this design. And hers have this kind of like, I don't know, mixed media splatter type design within the design. So this is a really neat piece to make your own backgrounds with. Same with her chevron piece. You can tell I already used this one. Who wouldn't, right? We're going to use this tonight on the project. And then this one's a really cool one. It has some letters. It has a flower that's over here in this area. There's also some little polka dots. It's a really different, funky background. It's fun to, really fun to use. And then I have this one by Anna, a nice checkerboard background. And then we also, Prima has one. This is, I used this one last night. It's a little like a raindrop, water drop one. I like the stencils. Prima stencils are a nice weight. They're not too thin so that you're worrying about breaking them or ripping them or bending them. And they're not too thick to where you can't work them on a rounded surface and things like that. So they're a really nice thickness and quality. So there's some of the 6x6s. Now, I haven't decorated my book yet, but this is how I store my screens because I had them in a drawer and all they did was get tangled up and they become a hot mess. So this is what I put together. Now, I will tell you the 6x6, what you could do is some of the album manufacturers create pockets to where they have 4 6x6 spots. You can go ahead and get those so that you could put, see, I have my 6x6s just stuck into the sleeve, but you could find the smaller sleeves at your local craft store. So here are 2 of the new 12x12s. Here's a really nice wood grain. I love wood grain. So this one, I was excited about this, but here's a really nice 12x12 wood grain. And then here's a nice, pretty, soft, like filigree. I love this one. I haven't used it yet. I haven't had time to use them all. Oh, I have a couple more. Oh, I'll show them to you in a bit. There's so many. And then we have this cool one right here with the hexagons. And this one's a Donna Downey, and you can see kind of where the splatter marks are on this one. Can you see okay on this? I am. They're going with me. They're valuable property. So here's another hexagon one. I'll put them all back in the book once I'm done. And then we have this nice polka dot. It's kind of an off-shaped line polka dot design. You see that one? And then this one. Oh, I don't remember what this design is called. If you guys know it, shout it out. But I love this one. This one's really neat. That one, huh? Okay. And then we have another chevron, you guys. Here's a 12. This one's a little bit smaller than Donna's design, or it is smaller than Donna's design. So you have a nice chevron. I think so. And then we have a bicycle one. This one's cool. Now this one's the 12x12. And we also have a 6x6 that's a single bike. So this one's really cool if you wanted to do it on cards, mixed media project, or just have one single bike on the background. I really like it having the single because you have a smaller version here on your 12x12, but they also gave you a larger version as well. So there's that. Here is the larger version of Donna's 6x6 that I showed you with the alphabet or the letters and the flower and your polka dots on the side. This is a really cool broken up design. Let me try to find a different piece of paper. I can't find it. So there's that one. We also have clocks. Isn't that one cool? And there's different ones, so you could single out a couple of them to put on a project. You don't have to use the whole sheet, which is nice. I love it. Alrighty, let's see. These, I think we're through the new ones, you guys. Let me see what other ones I have in my 6x6s. Hold on. I got them all stashed away. So make sure I got them all to show you. There's so many good ones. I think that's it, you guys. I know I have another one. There's a camera, and I may not have it. There's, like the single bike, there's also a single camera. And I don't have that one. And I don't know why. I thought I did. But there's a camera, one that is cut out like this, where it's just the one single camera, which is really cool. You're going to want that one. I'm telling you right now. Okay. So did I show you guys enough stencils? Now I got them all messed up. I'm going to have to put them all away again. Okay, those words. You guys are funny. You guys are so funny. Okay. So next, let me show you some flowers. Who doesn't love flowers? That's what Prima's known for, right? You're welcome. I know. I love stencils. You can never get enough. Okay, so let's get into some of these flowers. Right? Because I want to show you guys the project too. I want to show you how to use some of this stuff. Alrighty. These are one of my favorites. I love these flowers. These right here. And I did a really pretty project with it, with these. But it's in the card too. So I'll show you guys pics of it. Now these flowers right here, you can see those. They have a nice beaded center. Aren't those gorgeous? Let me find them and give you the name. It's not on the package. Hold on, guys. These are called Akron. Aren't those so pretty? And there's such a nice collection of colors. You could use them all together or use them on separate pages. They're in a fabric flower. They're a heavier, I don't like, almost a cheesecloth, but stiffer. So they have that texture to them. I know these are so nice. You can see the detail that's in them. Prima puts so much effort into their flowers. This set right here is the Jolie Tropics. This has got a really nice collection of flowers in it. All right. I don't have the number either on it. Okay. Here's this collection. This has a large, a medium, kind of a small, not quite a small. And then they include the vine, these little guys in here too with the leaves. Aren't those a pretty set? And they color, they pull the colors in from every direction on this one flower. And I know there's a couple other color combinations with these as well. But I really like the bright colors of these. A couple of our lines this year would really pop with some of these flowers on top of them. And you could see this one has a lot of layers. And some of us like to deconstruct our flowers. Now, if you do and you want to try to start getting into that, this type of set would be great because you do have multiple layers. That way you can get a medium flower and a large flower out of the same set. So that is this set of flowers. And again, that one was the Jolie Tropics in Tropics. Okay. Oh, these ones are beautiful too because they have feathers on them. I love feathers. That's like my favorite thing right now, and I need to get more of them. I got chickens, but they kind of want to keep their feathers, so I have to go and get my own. I don't think they like it. These are called Firebird, and they have a nice little polka dot feather kind of tucked in the back. Aren't those beautiful? And then you have a nice little white one. And they have like a purple tone, a white tone. They have another pink. And then they have a black and gray. So you can even pull the feathers out if you wanted to and use them separately. And look at the new packaging. Look at Prima's new packaging this year. You can totally make a tag book out of these. And this design from the background is from our Lifetime collection. And I adore this collection. It's kind of got a mixed media vibe, but it's still kind of clean. It's got a clean look to it. So it's kind of got a nice tone for everybody's style. All right. So let's get some new other ones. Now this one we're going to use a little bit later. This one is Ascot Park. and it's snow cone. And you can see the teal. I used the other one on the project. And look at these. These are paper, but they have a nice little scroll design on some of the petals, and then the other are regular plain paper. Now here's a couple of the other designs in the same collection. And this is the pink ones. Look at those, the polka dots and the chevrons. Aren't these so cute? Huh. You know you want them. I know I want them all. And then here's another color. This one is their black and white set. And again, there's the chevrons and the polka dots. So, so cute. And here, those are the, again, those were the Ascot Park. So, so cute. Okay, we're going to leave the teal one out because we're going to use it on our projects. Okay. Next, I'm going to show you these little beauties. Now, these are neat because these are called Regency. Or no, these are the Queen Mary. These are Queen Mary. And what it looks like is it has that zipper look, which Anna does have the actual zipper flowers in her collection, and they're really cool, heavy duty, and they just look so industrial, and oh, I love them. These are a little softer. These are called the Queen Mary. They're a paper flower, and then they have like a silver beaded accent on the edge of them. Isn't that cool? And then here's the 3. So you have 3 different sizes and styles in the one package. So those are the Queen Mary. And in this line, they have like a white set. They have a neutral tan, soft blue white set, black, and then a kind of a coral salmon color as well. So those are some of that. I'm going to show you one more package. One more or more? You want one more or more? Okay. Take a look at these beauties right here. I like these ones. Okay, let me get you these. These ones are Tiara. Look at those. They have a really heavy lace pattern. They're a fabric leaf or fabric flower with a paper leaf on them. And there's 3 different sizes, and they all have centers already in them. And these would be nice because they are fabric, but they'd flatten down in an album. If you don't like a lot of bulk to your projects, these would be nice because you could still add the fabric element, but it doesn't have a lot of bulk to it once it's in your album. And it won't distort the flower because they are fabric. Now, these ones are also fabric, and they have a lace design to them as well. And these ones are pageant. And these have 4 flowers in them. And they're kind of the pinwheel type flowers with the pearl centers. Aren't those pretty? I love the color combinations Prima puts their flowers in. There's a nice, soft, subtle differences in them where you can use them all together, but you can also split them up for other projects. Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions yet? Anybody? Anybody? All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I got more flowers for you guys. Oh, here's the white. Here's the white version of Tiara. I'm going to take it out of the package, but can you see those? He can come say bye if he needs to. Okay. There's those. And then here's the white of the other flowers. Okay. Of the Queen Mary. No, these are actually the Regency. These are a little different than the Queen Mary. Just a little bit. They have a different look to them. And they have gold on them. Who doesn't love gold, right? Gold and diamonds. So those are those ones. All right. I showed you guys a lot of flowers. Yes. One more. I think we're one. Oh, man. I keep pulling more out. Do you want me to stop? Okay, these. Look at these pretty guys right here. Another set, and they have the fabric to them. These are softer and lightweight, really lightweight. And these ones are called, let me find them. Hold on. These ones are Mercy. And look at their just, I love the fabric they're made out of. Marvelous. You prefer silver and sapphire? I do too, Deb. I honestly do. I'm not a gold. I can't wear gold. Gold, I just can't do it. And sapphire is my birthstone, so. And then these ones, let me find these guys. These are nice, another really nice fabric flower. And I'm trying to find the name of them for you. These are Paquita. Yeah. Paquita. Alright. So again, these come with flowers or leaves. You can see that they come with leaves. And these leaves are they paper? Yeah, they're kind of like a fabric almost. Yeah, they're like a fabric. Marvelous, huh? All right. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to show you projects. Yeah, we can get it done. Because we're good like that, right, guys? Okay, let me move these out of the way. Oh, hold on. I got to show you the other flowers I'm using. Oh, my project. Let me find them. Hold on. Oh, heavens. They disappeared. I've been working like crazy this week, so things are a little crazy. We'll have to add them later, you guys. All right. So I'm going to show you how to create this. Cute, cute. Okay, what I did was I took a 6x12 piece of wood. You can find these at your local craft store. I've kind of found that I prefer to work on wood than canvas. And you can also get the laminated sheets, 12x12 laminated sheets, which would make really cool background pages for your scrapbook pages. So you can put this down first, put a nice cool screen over the top, and then add your scrapbook papers on top of that. So this one, this is a 6x12. It's only 1/8 of an inch. You can get them thicker, as you can see. You can get different depths in them as well. So we're gonna go ahead and embellish and alter this with some of our new Prima goodies. So first, what I used was I went ahead and used the 6x6. Oop, that's not it. Should I use a different one, you guys, or should I do the same? I think I should do the different one. Huh? Let me see. Hold on. Different? Okay. Let's go with... I'm horrible at making up my mind. Okay. I used this one originally on this project, and what I did was I'll show you how I did it, but I did my paint, and then I moved it, paint, and then moved it. And actually what I'm using is gesso, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Now, should we use the smaller chevron? I think I'm going to. That way I don't have two of the same project, which I always do, you guys. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use gesso. Now, gesso with the wood creates a nice resist effect. And as you can see, there's a subtle color difference on the background. And what I did is what we're going to do is we're going to take our stencil and we're going to put gesso over the top. Now, I am going to use, instead of a paintbrush, I'm going to use a makeup sponge. And you can get a large package of these at your dollar store. And they're easy to, you don't have to worry about throwing them away if, you know, you use them out. I use them for my chalks. I use them for my paints and everything else in between. So these are a nice little handy tool to have on hand because they're inexpensive. And you get a lot of them. So what I'm going to do is also another thing what I do is to save my resources, I kind of save a few of the plastic sheets that our flowers come in and use them as paint palettes. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour my gesso onto my little plastic sheet. I don't need a lot. All right. Live from Jamie's scrap room. Okay, I'm going to have to move you guys over. Ah, that's okay. All right, so we have our gesso, and we have our, it's going to want to move on me, I don't know why. And we have our little makeup sponge. Now you can see I've used it many times for different colors. It doesn't matter once it's dry. You can use it. I fold it in half. If I have a blank spot, I just fold it in half and use that piece because why waste it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab my sponge into the paint. And then I'm going to dab a little bit off to the side because you don't want it full of paint because what will happen is you'll get paint under, if you have too much on here, you'll get paint underneath the screen, all right? So let's kind of strain this out a little bit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to dab. You want to go ahead and dab. You don't want to brush because, again, you'll get the paint underneath the screen. Just hold your screen in place. This one's going to take forever because we have a lot of lines here. So what you're just going to do is you're going to continue going in with your gesso. And you can see on the screen where I've used the gesso at. And another little handy tip to help, especially when you're using papers, to help make your mask stay in place, I use a repositionable adhesive spray, like what you'd use to add tackiness to like your cut mat and things like that. I just spray a little bit on the back, not a heavy coat, just enough. Let it dry so it's tacky, and that way the next time you put on your paper, it will go ahead and help it stay in place. Kind of like your paper sticks to your Cricut mat if you have a Cricut machine. It's the same concept, so you don't have to worry about it shifting and moving on you. These are all new, so I haven't had a chance to go ahead and do that. I want to make sure I have a nice even coat. I'm probably going to miss some just because I'm trying to get through the project for you guys. Okay. Oh, see, my screen moved. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do it a little differently, you guys. I'm not going to go all the way down for the fact of time restraint. Krylon makes a repositionable spray. Also, Making Memories, if you had those slice machines, they had a small can that you could buy as well. Anything repositionable should work. I've used Krylon and I've used the Making Memories one. So either one of those I know works, but any of them are going to, just as long as it's repositionable. And you just want to make a nice light spray on them. You don't need anything really heavy. Okay. So I'm just going to go make this kind of broken down here so we have some of our design. And as long as you're stamping down, up and down, you're not dragging it back and forth, even if the little bit of your design, of your stencil picks up, you're still going to have that nice design underneath. Okay. I'm not adding a saturation of paint. I'm just adding a nice even coat. Again, I'm dabbing it into the paint and then kind of dabbing it off so it's not too heavy. Okay. All right. We got a good, decent coat on there. We'll have some open spots, but that will show our resist pattern a little bit better. Alrighty. So we have our background. Now gesso dries pretty quickly, especially with the wood. It's going to suck that gesso up pretty fast. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and get a spray. Now the spray I'm using, where did it go? Da, da, da. I don't want to reach over you guys, so I may pick a different one. Move my flowers out of the way. I want one that's going to show up, but give it a subtle change in there. Let's see. Oh, here's the one my daughter made. Okay, I can't tell you what color this is because my daughter took about 4 or 5 colors of leftover sprays that I had that had maybe an inch or 2 left in the bottle. Not an inch, but you know what I mean. A bit in the bottom. The background is actually wood. It's a piece of 12 by 6 1/8-inch wood that you can find in your craft store in the woodworking area. I think the most, this size is probably about $2.50, $3. So it's thick enough you could put a little wall hanger on the back, or you could set it on a shelf. So I also like using these for painting instead of canvas. They're not as expensive, as well as they have a nice starting tone to them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my little makeshift spray, and I'm just going to spray over the top. Let me grab some paper, or I try to use dish towels instead of paper towel, just for the fact I don't like wasting them. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray. Okay, I'm just going to dab it off. That way I'm getting the excess spray off of my screen or my gessoed image. Go ahead and tip it over and do the same. All right, and you can see my resist pop through. Ooh, ah. Isn't that cool? And I could have gone in heavier with some of the paint, and you could see where some of my gesso was thicker than others. But that's the kind of the cool thing about it, is you can give it that really broken up, different look. It's not exact. Who wants exact? You know what I mean? All right. So I'm actually going to turn it this way because I have this one, and, well, it doesn't matter because I'm not keeping it. So, okay, we have our background. Background is finished. What I could do is, actually, our background's not finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a contrasting background screen, something that has a shape that I can go back in and highlight pieces of. So let's go ahead and use Donna's big hexagon screen. Okay, so what contrasting color you think I should use? As you can see, I used the light teal background, and then I went in with the darker teal paint. Now I can go ahead, let's see. What color should we do, you guys? Teal again? Let's do teal. That looks nice, yeah? All right. Okay, I don't have, let's see. You want blue? I'll do blue for my Deb. Is this blue good? This blue's awesome, yeah? All right, we're going to do blue. I think that would look really cool. Okay, what we're going to do is same technique as we did before. We're just going to kind of isolate where we put our paint. The paint I'm using is basic, Liquitex basic acrylic paint. You don't need anything too special for this technique. So I'm just going to kind of go in, fill in a couple. We don't need the whole background filled. We just want a couple accent pieces. And you'll see that the gesso is going to show through because the gesso is heavier than our paint, as well as the paint I'm painting is going to soak into that wood. Okay, so let's do another one right here. Okay. All right, let's do This one down here. Okay. Let's do one more up here, but I don't want this broken one, so I'm just going to slide this up just a little bit. Gently lay it back down. Now, if you guys are wanting to get into mixed media and you haven't yet, a couple of tools or products you want to have on hand is gesso. Gesso is kind of your basic. That's where everybody kind of starts when they get into mixed media, is the gesso. Ooh, look at that background. And you're also going to want probably just a basic set of acrylic paints. They don't have to be expensive. You can go in and get the craft-based 99-cent bottles at Walmart or Michael's. Those are nice ones. Just start playing around. You don't have to be an expert at it. None of us are when we start out. We start out somewhere. So just go ahead and play with what you have, what you can get your hands on, and just experiment. Alrighty? So there's our background. Now you can see here what I did was I took one of my orange pens, paint pens, and I went around the teal, which I think I'm going to do the same with these. All right. Let's see. I have a baby blue. What do you think? Let's try the baby blue out. And what I'm going to do is, these are acrylic paint pens by Montana Cans, and you can find them on Facebook or montanacans.com. And they're a refillable water-based acrylic paint pen. The nibs are replaceable. As I said, they're refillable, and you can get them in a bunch of different sizes. So we're just going to go right around the edge. And what outlining will do is help the design of our screen stand out a little bit more. It'll give it a finished edge and help that stand out. Okay. Go over here. Need a little more ink, you just press down on the nib like all your other shaker type pens are. This one has the ball in it as well to help the acrylic stay mixed. Right like that. Okay. This one has a little funky, we're going to cover this side up anyways, so it doesn't matter. And you may have to go over it a couple times depending on how quickly the paint soaks up. The paint pens are made by Montana Cans. They make spray paint cans. You can find these at Dick Blick's Art Supplies as well. I found them at my local Michael's. I don't know, you'd have to check yours. But they come in different sizes. You can see I have a larger one. Let's hope it doesn't leak on my project. You can see that. And then they have a really fine one as well. And they have a big, huge one, but I don't have any of them. So you have an actual fine tip pen as well. So they're by Montana Cans. Alrighty. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to alter one of our little boxes from our wood pieces. So let me grab one of those. Okay, so you can fit 6 little photos in here. I put 2 of the same, or 2 photos all the way across. You could mix them 6 totally different photos. These are even thin enough. You could put them on a scrapbook page and make a focal point for your photos as well. That would be a really nice accent piece to a scrapbook page. But we're going to go ahead and use it on our project. I need to paint up here a little bit more. Didn't get quite enough orange in here. Okay. So let's move this out of the way just for a second. Now I need a color that will kind of match our blue paint that we use. So I'm going to use the spray. We'll be here kind of forever trying to paint it. So let me find a blue spray. I think this one's dark. Let me check. Oh, this will work. This is pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this all the way around. I want to get the edges because those are going to show. This is Anchors Away Colorings by Shimmers Paints. Oh, I got my towel and my paint. Oh well. Okay. Just keep spraying. And I like another thing about the wood is even with the sprays and inks, the grain of the wood still shows up, which is really nice. Oh no. Okay, good. Thought I got paint on my shirt. Okay. You gotta kind of turn it, make sure you get all the little ledges. And another thing with these is you can actually add some of your little embellishments in here because they have a three-dimensional ledge to them. You can create three-dimensional little projects as well. Kind of dabbing some of the paint off. Look at that weathered wood look that you have in there. That's really cool. Cool little touch in there. Okay. I don't quite have time to dry it, so we're just going to go ahead and glue. You want to make sure you dry it so that the ink that's wet on your wood won't bleed onto your other piece of wood, but it should be okay. Yeah. You guys going to say bye? Okay, hold on, you guys. Okay, say bye real quick.
Hurry up.
I'll see you guys later.
I put a couple extra
Love you.
sweatshirt, one extra
Love you.
sweatshirt
Be
for
good.
him.
Okay.
Mom?
Yeah, take them with you. Go. Bye. Love you. Okay. They're staying with Grammy and Papa while I'm gone because Daddy has to work. So they get to have sleepover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece on just like that. Let me plug in my heat gun since I am not going to wait for my paint or my, gosh darn it, for my glue to seep down to the bottom tonight. Alright, so let's find a different flower. This one really doesn't match anymore because of the color tones we used. So let's see if I can find a different one while we're waiting. Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty close. What do you think? What do you think, you guys? That one. We can add a little orange one in there to tie in our two colors. Yeah. I think we're in business now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw my paint palette away. Another thing about using the sheets of plastic, if you're done with your paint, you can go ahead and just fold it up and toss it. You don't have to clean anything off. Okay, so there's that. Let's find a couple pieces of wood. Let's see, what goodies do I want to use? Oh, crash. Which ones should I use, you guys? Okay. Let's just use a couple of the wood pieces. Alright. Now these are totally customizable, like I had said earlier, mentioned earlier. You can spray them with inks. You can use the chalk inks on them. Show you real quick. Okay. I don't think I'm going to color the ones that I'm putting on here because I like the contrast of the natural against the orange and the blue. But you could take your chalk inks and go right over the top and look at how quickly you can add color to these. Aren't this lovely? All right. So just that quick, it kind of blends into my background, so I'm not going to go and use it, but I'll put it aside for later. In our chalkings, we have some new colors coming out, so make sure you check that out. Now my heat gun should be ready to roll. Check it. Oh no. Did I get unplugged again? It did. Those sneaky little guys. Huh? Okay, while we're waiting on that, let me show you another new little embellishment that has come out. And some of the ones during the collections, you'll see these again as well. But there's these new little metal clips, and each collection has their own matching clips. Like this one is with the Lifetime collection, and it's got the clocks. And then you have another one that's got the music notes. We have the Divine with the little banner and a butterfly for another collection. And then we have, I think Frank showed you guys these for the engravers. It's got the nice keys and it's got a really cool antique gold. All right, and look, all of them come on a nice background that you can reuse, which is really nice. And also, some of our packaging, let me show you one. Like the back of this packaging has a die or a little cutout that you can make a pillow envelope out of. So that's another little great idea they did. I'm killing you. I'm making you happy. Happy. My little gun's not working. Little okay. We may have to pretend, you guys. For some reason, it's not heating up. See, that shows me for not using it all the time. Let me find another thing of glue. Okay. My fabric tack. I'll just use this. Oh, it's a brand new bottle. Okay, we're going to add our wood. Nice thing about fabric tack is it'll work on all of these different surfaces that we're working with right now. Even this heavy piece of wood that I'm going to glue, it will hold it in place. Okay. Just make sure you got a nice, good bead of glue. I'm just going to press that down. Right about there. Okay. The light's not working very well. Take our big flower first. When I embellish, I like to start with my larger flowers and then build around them. Makes it easier to kind of create your main focal point, and then you add around it. And you could tuck in around the big ones. Then we're going to kind of overlap this one onto our frame. Hold on. Okay. And then our little wood piece. I'd probably actually pop this one up just to add more depth to it, but we'll put them right down here. Okay. Oh, where's my pop dots? I don't know where they're at. All right, so that is your basic idea of this project. As you can see, you can totally take this one idea and give it your own touch and style. Here's more of a cleaner, brighter look, and this one's more of a darker. I really like this line. It's almost got a romantic feel to it. I know that's odd to say, but for me it does. It has that warm, deep, romantic feel to it. And then the trendy look as well. Alrighty. Now, what is this? I usually use glue. I don't have a lot of luck with glue guns. I always burn myself. But this is the one I use. Let me, now that it's heated up, figures. I have a cordless one that I found at Michael's. And you have a high and a low setting on it. It's nice because I don't have to worry about tripping over the cord. Also, for the most part, if it's sitting not in its cradle, it's not going to leak glue all over my desk. So this is a nice one if you guys are looking to get one. I found this at Michael's. It was, it's been so long since I got it. But again, it's got 2 settings, which is nice, and I don't have to worry about the cord. And it's got a little cradle that you just plug it into. And when you're not using it, you just leave it unplugged or just leave the hot glue gun out and it won't sit there and heat up. So that is what I have for you guys tonight. Does anybody have questions? I'm going to go ahead and hit record. If you have any questions, I'll answer you afterwards. Let me pause that.